Hello and welcome back to the Degree Show Live, and what a great exhibition for our fashion students. I can't wait to see the second part of that a little bit later on. Anyway, if you're wanting to get involved, it's the same as before. Tweet us using the hashtag TDS13 or like us on facebook.com/The Degree Show. Right, I'm now joined in the studio by Nadia Ryder and Andrew Morgan. Nadia works as a fashion photographer and Andrew works as a portrait and documentary photographer. Both are graduating this summer. Thanks for joining us, guys. So you both did some fantastic graduation projects. Andrew, what was yours about?
I did a project based on community in the United States, looking at two very different forms of community. One essentially a hippie commune, and the other a small town in the middle of Texas.
And what was your inspiration behind doing that?
It came from when I came to London, and I grew up in a very small community in Devon, and coming to London it was a completely different idea, and I wanted to examine what is community and what forms that sense of community.
And I guess you must have met some really interesting characters.
Some incredible characters, everything from sort of a mathematician to commune who went under the pseudonym of Ada, and an 83-year-old mayor, all sorts.
I think we can see some of your work now actually on the screen, which looks fantastic. Some great shots. I mean, what were the challenges for you?
Initially getting out there and getting the trust of a community that is often seen as being a little bit weird, a little bit out there. They didn't want to be portrayed as freaks, so getting their trust was one of the main challenges.
And Nadia, you did something totally different. Tell everyone what you did.
I decided to do something that I pretty much wanted to do throughout the whole degree, but never really kind of had the funds or kind of didn't really know how to go about it. I did some underwater fashion portraiture.
And that sounds really incredible. What was that like, going underwater?
Yeah, I've never done it before. It was like the first time, but it was just so much fun. It was obviously just so many technical things that you don't even really think about. Like, for example, when you're wearing goggles, you can't actually see through the viewfinder of the camera. So you kind of have to just use your initiative and, you know, just kind of go with your gut a lot, really.
And what's the picture that you're most proud of?
It's the one that's actually hanging upstairs. It's a black and white portrait of one of the models from Profile Model Management. She's swimming through the water, but she looks like she's just floating, because obviously she's just floating there, but she looks like she's just suspended. And
was it quite difficult to get sort of the hair and the outfit sort of to do what you want them to do underwater?
Yeah, well, luckily 2 out of the 3 models over the 3 days were qualified divers and lifeguards, so they were completely cool with moving the clothes around and moving their hair around. I mean, you know, so that was amazing for me, that they were comfortable, and it made my job a lot easier.
And did you have to hold your breath for ages?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you? So that was a joke, but you actually did.
No, I was surprised actually how long I could hold my breath underwater.
But I guess when you're focused,
yeah.
It's just like, have to do it. Fantastic. Yeah. And Andrew, I mean, what was your most sort of proud photo?
It's definitely the one of the mayor of a town called Whitewright in North Texas. It's an 83-year-old guy who looks like he's in his late 40s. He's sat there in a great big Stetson hat, his hands out, and I think it embodies a lot of what that town's about.
And I guess instead of also, as well as taking photographs, you get to speak to these people. I mean, someone like that must have a lot of stories to tell about the history of the town if they've been there for that long.
Oh, totally. This guy, he was the first black mayor. He went to the first non-segregated school in Texas. He served in 3 wars.
Pretty incredible.
A really incredible guy.
And Nadia, what's the main difference between amateur and professional photography?
Wow. I think it's completely down to the person. I think if you've got that kind of drive behind you, I think an amateur would do it just as a hobby or something to do for fun. But I think if you really want to, you know, be a professional at it, it's kind of you live and breathe it all the time. You have to, I think. Same for us.
And now that you're graduating this summer, what do you hope to go on and do?
I mean, I've looked into art direction and creative direction, like junior creative director roles and assisting creative directors. That's where I want to be, really, is more not so much behind the camera, but the one kind of organising the ideas. So that's what I want to do.
And Andrew, what about you?
I get to carry on doing what I'm doing, assisting, shooting as much as I can, and the more I can do projects like this, the better. But anything, as long as I'm making my living with a camera in my hands, then I think I'm going to be happy.
Any plans to go abroad anytime soon to do any more projects?
There's a few ideas, but nothing concrete yet.
Fantastic. And what has the course been like generally for both of you at Ravensbourne?
I think, I mean, we're the first graduating year for digital photography, so we've kind of, it's been a bit of a roller coaster, but I think we've really shaped it, and the tutors, like Julian and John, have been incredible. You know, the personal contact that we get with them is just, I've never heard of it in any other university. Being able to call your tutor at 10 at night when you have a problem, you know, it's really nice.
Because I imagine photography has been quite an individual thing, but is there a lot of teamwork as well in some areas?
I'd say so. I mean, especially in fashion for Nadia, they work in teams a lot, but also Hannah and Indy, two of the other girls on the course, they've set up a scheme where the first years and second years work with third years as a team.
Sorry, I have to cut you off now because that's all we've got time for in the studio, but good luck with everything and thank you for joining us. Can't wait to see the photographs.
Thanks.
Because I hear right now Antonio is upstairs in our gallery. Antonio, you there?
Hello, you're joining me, Antonio, again, on my way to the Flyaway Gallery, which was built by scratch from broadcasting technicians. Now, I've got a little treat for you, blasts from the degree shows past. Ben and his glamorous assistant, Harry. Hello, guys. Thank you for joining me. So, you guys were running the show last year. So, how does it compare to this year?
It's always different. You know, you come along, I've been through now 3 degree shows. It's always different. It's always, things are better. Some things are not as good as last year, but, you know, it's been really, really good this year. What about you?
Yeah, I think they've definitely had some really good stuff this year going out, and some good sponsors provided some really good equipment.
Great. Thank you very much, guys, for joining me.